daily dose of practical wit and wisdom with a professional educator and trainer, Amazon best-selling author, United States Marine, television and radio host, Paul G. Markel. Each episode will focus on positive and productive ways to strengthen your mindset and help you improve your relationships, career goals, and overall well-being. Please welcome your host, Paul G. Markel.
Hello and welcome back. Let's talk about instructors versus coaches. I'm betting a lot of you guys out there think, well, instructors are coaches and teachers, and they're all the same. Yeah, they're not really the same. You remember during a previous episode, I said that I wanted you to seek out coaches and mentors. We're going to dive in a little bit deeper today, and we're going to talk about the difference between instructors and coaches. I'm willing to bet that the vast majority of you out there in the listening audience, if you're an adult, at some point in time have had a guest instructor come into your place of business to teach you something, whatever it happens to be. How to use new software, how to do CPR, how to use the brand new machinery that your boss just spent $500,000 on, what have you. Instructors. The instructors know how to read the lesson plan. For instance, in the, with the example of a piece of machinery, you work in a manufacturing facility or what have you, and your company just spent $287,000 on a new piece of equipment, and they need everybody to know how to use this equipment. So they bring in a guest instructor, and the instructor has a 3-ring binder, and he teaches everyone from the lesson plan how to use the machinery. Now, he doesn't know each individual worker on a personal level. He doesn't know that Joe is a faster learner than Sam, or that Jim is a visual learner, and that Johnny over there, he can pick everything up just by reading a manual, but on the other hand, Sam can't do that. He doesn't know any of that, and he doesn't really care. That's not his job. His job as the instructor is to read the lesson plan and make sure that everybody gets the information from the lesson plan. Many of you may have taken tests. If you work for a medical facility or an educational facility, they do in-service training, and they'll bring in an instructor. And the instructor does, 2, 4, however many hours are required for the lesson, and then they give you a test at the end. And the job of the instructor is to make sure that everybody completes the test. He collects them, he turns them into your employer. That's it. The instructor doesn't go around and sit down with you and say, all right, do you understand the material? Can you apply the material? How does it work in your life? And you say, well, obviously, Paul, those are all instructors. Big deal. How's that different than a coach? Think about it like this. An instructor reads the lesson plan. Coaches read the student. When it comes to being a coach, when it comes to finding a coach to help you, the coach needs not only to be a subject matter expert, the coach needs to have real, genuine experience. They need to have been where you are. A coach, in order for a coach to be a good coach, they need to have the experience of having been where you are right now, so that they can sympathize and empathize and they can help you through it. Because not every student is going to be the same. Like I mentioned earlier, some students will learn by reading. You can hand them a pamphlet, they'll read it, they understand it, boom, 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 they can apply it. Then others, not that way at all. They'll learn it after they've done it, or after they've seen someone do it, or after they put their hands on it themselves, then they'll understand. That is where a coach comes in. Because the coach is not so much there to read the lesson plan, because if that was the case, if every single human being, if all you had to do is program them like a computer, put the information in, hit start, and they would do it, that'd be great, right? But that's not the way humans are. Humans don't work like that. You can't just sit everyone down in a classroom and say, here's the material, take the test, now everyone understands and everyone can apply it. Because it's not really true. And I think if you look at your place of business or places where you've gone to school, you'll see that there are some people that are instructors in, well, basically that is all they do. Their job is to make sure that every bullet point in the PowerPoint presentation, every slide in the PowerPoint presentation was covered. Did you cover every slide? Yes. Okay. Did you give them the test? Yes. Okay. We're done. Now, there's a difference between PowerPoint and written tests and practical exams. See, the practical exam is a coach taking you out and actually having you show him or her how to do it. And if you mess up or you're not doing it right, that's when the coach steps in and says, okay, I think you think you are doing it right. Do it like this. Change this, move your hand here, hold this, do whatever. That is a coach. And coaches don't fall off of trees. A coach is a much harder person to find than an instructor. You could probably go online right now and type in the word blank instructor, whatever it happens to be, CPR, this, that, all the other things, right? You could go and you could find people that you could rent or hire to teach you the lesson plan. Like, let's say you want to play guitar. Someone can read you the how to, put your fingers on the frets and do chords. They can do that. But that's not a coach, right? They can't see you. So when it comes to development, personal and professional development, it's far more important to find a coach than it is an instructor. Now, part 2 of this discussion, you may be out there and you may be aspiring to be an instructor. You want to be an instructor. You want to go to instructor training. You want to get the hat, the badge, the desk sign or whatever that says you are the instructor. So now you're in charge. Okay, great. Or maybe some of you are instructors. And I will ask you this. As an instructor, are you simply reading the lesson plan or are you reading the students? Are you helping the students apply the lesson plan, or are you just making sure that everybody filled out the test? Because that's all the employer wants. Is he wants them to fill out the test. We collect the tests up, and now we check that box, and we can move on with our lives. But checking the box doesn't necessarily help you in the long run, does it? No, it doesn't. So, if you are an instructor, you should aspire to be a coach. Because a coach doesn't just know the subject itself, he has the life experience, the real world life experience to help others get it. There you go, guys. That's your assignment today. If you're an instructor, strive to be a coach. If you need someone to help you, and the difference is an instructor who can read you the lesson plan or a coach who can read you, the coach is a more valuable person. All right. I am your host, Paul Markel. My books are available on Amazon as paperbacks and Kindle. You can get them today, and I think you should. In other words, I'll be back real soon.
Thank you for spending time with us today. To get show notes, submit a topic request, and for more from your host, Paul G. Markel, visit morningmindsetpodcast.com. That's morningmindsetpodcast.com. Please leave a review for this podcast on your favorite podcast player. We appreciate your time and effort, and we look forward to reading your honest feedback.